intention is something that we forget to do. I know I do, is that we get into the habit of getting triggered by life and having results we don't want. And we're kind of focused on the things we don't want. And our mind naturally focuses on the negative. It has a negative bias. So we end up just like kind of like, I don't want that. I don't want that. And it actually takes an extra step of concentration and focus to set a new intention. And so let's talk about what would be the 3 best ways to set that intention, the 3 critical pieces to setting a new intention.
Yeah, so first we have to remember that the mind is the cause. And so the mind, like you say, its natural default is problem solving. Mm-hmm. So automatically we go to, let's get rid of this, let's solve this, let's push it away. Mm-hmm. So it's a natural way of, an intuitive way of responding to life. In retraining our mind to use intention in a powerful way, we have to think of these 3 principles. One of them is clarity. We have to be clear on what we want. Not only to say what we don't want, and not only to say, I don't want that.
No buts. I want this, but I don't want that. You don't want to have a but in there.
No, we have to be clear on what is it that we do want. Mm-hmm. And that requires using our imagination because it's not going to be obviously there in the presentation of the problem. The problem is presenting us with a challenge. What our mission is in setting the intention is, what can I imagine the best possible outcome of this situation to be?
Because I think we're really clear on what we don't want. We have an experience and we don't want that. We have a bad feeling about it. But it's hard to imagine putting ourselves in a new situation as a new state of being and as a new state of awareness with new experiences because we haven't lived them yet. So we have to kind of carve the way with that clarity and have a picture in our mind of what we want to intend.
Yes.
And then?
Second one, consistency. So clarity and consistency. Consistency means that once you start to get the picture of what is it that I do want, how do I want this to play out, what is the best possible scenario for me that this will work out, then you want to be consistent. In other words, you want to hold on to that image as long as you can and always think of it in the same way.
Every day. Yeah. I mean, what we tend to do is we have the vision and then things show up and then we get distracted. Yeah. And it's like bringing us back to that, no, but this is what I'm intending. This is what I'm intending. And so it's a little extra effort. It's easy to just let your mind slip back to what is and what we don't want. So consistency of shifting and holding that vision.
And third is intensity. Mm-hmm. And what that means is there's got to be some feeling behind that intention. Mm-hmm. If there's no passion, not much is going to happen, right? It's just like anything. If somebody has a passion for their idea, for their vision, there's a pretty good chance they're going to make it work. If they don't have that passion, no matter how good the idea is, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. There's got to be the fuel behind that project, behind that idea, that and the intention is the same way. It's got to have some power behind it. That power comes through emotion. And what we mean by emotion is motivation, passion, drive to make it happen, to make it real.
It's like going to a restaurant and not having, I don't know what I want on the menu and just hoping that the chef brings you what you want. And I remember when I first started doing in the corporate world, I was thinking, I want something, I don't want this, but I didn't have a picture of what I did want. And so it was not clear. And I was searching, and that's always a good stage. So you tend to be like, well, I know I don't want this. I know I don't want this, but I had nowhere to go. Like I couldn't let go of this because I didn't have a picture of who I was becoming and what I wanted to do. And then it started to get clear. I would go to workshops and I'd be like, oh, that might be interesting. Like I'd love to do that. And then I started researching how to get trained to do, personal development work. And then when I got really clear of what I wanted, and I started thinking about it and started having passion about it and this is what I want, things started to happen. But so it has to come through that clarity first, and then thinking about that clarity, and then having the feeling. So it is that we forget how powerful we are to create our life.
That's right. And like all things, it just requires a little bit of practice. A little bit of practice and consistency.
And we get what we focus on. So when we have a concrete idea and we're putting attention to it, it grows. So if we can put attention to what we fear and what we don't want, and that will grow, or we can put attention and feed this beautiful dream that we have of our life, what we want to create, and put our attention there. And wherever our attention goes, flows and grows.